Welcome to another episode of J Bros Cooking, and today we are going to be making a vegetarian dish.
This was a special request that someone left in the comments. But like we said, vegetarian, sticking with January, healthy. We thought this would be a great time to do this. We're going to be making a vegetable enchilada. Obviously, if you're looking at us, neither one of us are vegetarians, so...
This is also a Mexican recipe, and John got this from a friend of his, and so I don't know how authentic this is, because my grandma didn't cook like this, and so if we're messing something up, don't be offended. This is just the way we were told to make it. It's still going to taste good. As far as how true it is to a Mexican recipe...
Yeah, we don't know. You'll let us know, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll let us know.
But trying to keep everything healthy, instead of buying a store-bought sauce that's packed with lots of usually unhealthy sugars and things like that, we're going to be making a red sauce and a green sauce. So we're going to start with showing you that. We have green chilies.
He's like, what is this?
We have 8 green chilies that have been roasted. And then up front, we have...
He left some seeds in there. And I know, you know, the seeds are...
They have a little bit of heat, but the green chili overall, I believe these are specifically Anaheim green chilies, are, they say like, not even like, they're like low to medium on the heat scale. So, and then we have 2 roasted jalapenos. That's going to bring a little heat right there.
Oh, this is my job, right?
I don't know. You want to put your hands on the peppers or you want me to do it?
Ooh, that's just going to slide right in.
Keep it easy for you.
Nice and simple.
1 small onion chopped. Just a rough chop because it's all going in the blender.
Blender will get it the rest of the way.
So we blended up our chilies and our onions. To that, we're going to add a teaspoon of salt.
Salt.
Half a teaspoon of oregano, dried oregano.
Oregano going in.
Teaspoon of ground cumin.
Ground cumin.
About 1/4 cup of fresh cilantro. And, because I like garlic, it called for 4, but we're going to put about 6 cloves of garlic in there.
No garlic powder this time?
Not this time, fresh garlic. And then we got our little bit of our
broth, vegetable broth. Now you can just drink that if you like green smoothies too.
Okay, to that we're going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil and the juice of 2 limes.
This is a lot easier than doing it by hand. Or, I guess I'm still doing it by hand. But. Give it one more mix.
We'll go ahead and put it in this bowl here.
That's a pretty bowl. Ooh, this is a little loose, the bottom here. All right, so now that we have the green made, we're gonna start on our red. And I believe if you make both, it's called Christmas.
Green sauce is done. We're going to start our red sauce. Now, I hate, like, when you've seen in past episodes when we're cooking Italian recipes, and I'm like, I don't know how to say this word. I definitely don't know how to pronounce these chilies in Spanish or English, whatever.
Espanol.
So, I'm going to attempt them. I'm pretty sure we're going to butcher them. Or I'm going to butcher these.
He's going to butcher them because I want him to try.
We got our dried chili soaking.
What is this called, John? Can I get it in Espanol?
We got 4. I don't want to do it. We got 4 guajillo.
That sounds wrong. What if it's all perfect?
We got 2 ancho chilies.
And your chilies even sound like chilies.
And 2. They rolled the R, and I can roll the R, but I don't want to do it.
Don't do it.
2 Arbol.
Arbol.
I think Joe got it. Do it again, Joe.
20 minutes later.
Arbol.
2 Arbol. Joe, take that out.
Yeah, cut that out.
Don't do it.
Arbol.
Wait a second.
Arbol.
Chilies.
There it is.
So we're going to go ahead and add these in to our blender. I'm going to use my hands and try not to touch my eyes.
Ooh, careful. I have gloves.
So these were dried. They've been soaking.
We try to take the majority of the seeds out. I'm sure everyone knows that's pretty much where the heat is, in the pretty much in the seeds and in the center of the pepper.
There's the little guy. We got a cup of the water that the peppers were soaking in. To that, we're going to add 4 cloves of garlic.
Get that garlic in there.
Teaspoon of salt. And so this is a Mexican chocolate. We got...
So this isn't like a Kit Kat.
No, it's Mexican chocolate. I taste it. You got like, it's chocolate sweet, but there's cinnamon in there too. It's actually really good. Never had it before. I liked it. So we got about an ounce of that. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. I'm going to mix this up. All right. That's our red sauce. Now we did add about another half a cup of water to it. It was a little thick.
All right, so now we're gonna start making our vegetable mixture.
For the enchilada.
This is the meat.
The meat of the enchilada.
The vegetables of the enchilada. Are we throwing down a little...
little olive oil. Just a little bit. We're going to get the onion in there first. Let it start sauteing up. To that, we're going to start with a zucchini. I'm going to dice this. Going for that small dice. Smallish dice.
Potato. This is zucchini.
That's what it said. It looked like a cucumber to me.
When I was a cashier, everything was either a cucumber or a zucchini.
All right, next we're going to start with our red bell pepper. Just slice the top of it off and pull out the insides and the seeds. And for these, we're going to be dicing everything because we want it to be able to roll up into the enchiladas.
Red bell pepper diced up going in. So now we have some corn here. And we're going to shuck it.
Shuck it. Hey. Flexing it. When we did our budget Thanksgiving, we used canned corn, and then we used
Try to freshen it up with a fresh corn.
And I cut it off with a knife. Now my sister watched that video, that episode, and she felt that I was struggling a little bit. So for my birthday, she gave me this little handy tool. I don't know how it's going to work, but
it says one size fits all, and I'm just thinking all corns aren't created equal. I've had some really big corns before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so this is supposed to go ahead and push the corn right off that cob.
So we're going to give it a shot, and if not, I'm going to let John go for the knife again.
We're using a bowl this time.
I'm using a bowl because last time it
kind of
escaped. I don't know, Mary.
It is taking it off.
It's taking it off, but...
Too mean a job.
Is this maybe like a twist?
Twist.
Am I supposed to twist?
Hey, look at that.
John didn't have the instructions, so...
It's actually working pretty good. Look at that.
What do you think? You think we got a little cob in there?
cleaned that guy pretty good.
You want to try it, John?
I will. I mean, once we figured out how to do it.
Yeah. It's not too shabby.
It's a pretty
not bad.
Handy kitchen tool. Jeffin corn cob stripper. And it says $8.
It'll be on our affiliate link if you're interested. You can check it out. All right, so we got some crushed coriander here going in. And then we got some ground oregano. Cumin. We're going to add some pepper.
All right, to that we're going to add our, I believe this was 5 cloves of garlic. We got some fresh cilantro here. I'm going to give a quick dice to.
We're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees.
We're going to go ahead and throw in our corn now. All right, we're going to go ahead and add in our cilantro.
We're going to throw in half a lime, just because. And now, the final, should we say the meat, or even allowed to say meat in a vegetarian dish, but we're going to throw in some pinto beans and some black beans, and these have been rinsed.
We got our tortillas. Now normally you'd hit the tortillas with maybe a little bit of a light oil and then with some heat in the pan. Being that we're trying to keep them healthy and all that good stuff, this is definitely probably not traditional. Steam them, so we're just going to put them in a damp paper towel into a plastic bag. Leave that end open. Probably 30 seconds, maybe about a minute total. All right, we steamed our tortillas and they are hot. Ooh, that'll hopefully keep them from cracking.
All right, so here is our filling.
All right, we're gonna start with our green sauce. We're gonna add it to the pan.
Ooh.
So to do our tortillas, we're using a yellow corn. We're just going to kind of dip them in the sauce a little bit, put our filling in there, and then we'll roll them. Now we're going to do our red. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more sauce to the tops of these.
Is there like an authentic vegetarian enchilada that comes out of like deep Mexico? Let me know. I'm curious. Or is this just like a made up American thing? Now, I know there's like the hardcore vegetarians, vegans, whatever you might be, and we are not. So we're going to throw a little bit of cheese on here, not too much. Well, we didn't put any inside. Usually when I make my enchiladas, I put a little bit of cheese inside with the mixture. I don't want to do too much. People are going to start yelling at us for using too much cheese. But I do have some friends that are vegetarian and they eat a lot of cheese pizza. So I'm going off of like them.
Yeah, I tried to research it and it just said like some vegetarians do eat cheese, some don't. So if you're a vegetarian and doesn't eat cheese,
just don't put cheese on it.
Leave the cheese off. We're not vegetarian at all, and
like at all. Like
we're big fans of cheese. These are gonna go in the oven. It's preheated to 400, about 20 minutes.
Alrighty, so vegetarian enchiladas. We got red sauce over here, green sauce over there, and I'm still saying if you get both, it's called Christmas. I don't know if that's true or not.
I believe you. Let's go ahead and give these a taste, Joey.
All right, I got my fork here.
I'm gonna get started on this red.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for red too. Might as well. Let me get some of this meat.
Not getting any filling right there. The sauce is good. The sauce kind of overpowers everything else, but that's really what you taste is the sauce.
It's really what you want with vegetables, right?
The hide them.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stick to my green. I'm a green fan. I'm not.
But the red's not bad.
The red's is a lot more mild. I don't know if it's just we got more seeds out or what, but
like we both tasted the sauce when we made it, and neither one of us really loved the red sauce. After it's cooked, it's got a lot better flavor.
yeah, they definitely blend
with everything else.
blended together a lot better after it was.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not a vegetable guy by any means. You guys all know that.
We know that, John.
But I would eat these.
Yeah, actually, this is good. I would eat this at a meal. If my wife made this, I would eat it.
This would be a really good way for me to get a lot of veggies in. If there was chicken enchiladas versus vegetable, I'd probably like the chicken.
We're going with chicken.
But especially if I was sticking to a diet. Right now I've been following the Weight Watchers diet. I got sick of the keto, burned out. I moved on to Weight Watchers. And honestly, the only thing you really have to count on Weight Watchers would be the tortilla and the cheese. And you could leave the cheese off and be just fine, I think. And this would be a really good recipe for Weight Watchers, and I would like it. So.
And we're not sponsored by Weight Watchers. I mean, I'm definitely not. John might be an after. He could do a before and after Weight Watcher.
But those were our, I guess we'll call them vegetable enchiladas.
We did add a little cheese because we're J-Bros and we are all about that cheese.
I'm really happy with the way these turned out. We hope you'll give it a try. Both the sauces would be good in your fridge for probably up to about a week. And then you could freeze them like any of the other sauces for probably up to 3 months.
John's going to go home and actually make it with chicken.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate your support.
It's always better when you make it yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell. We appreciate it.
1 year, I was like, all right, it's January, I'm sticking to the diet. We stayed up, we've been out, right? So we're driving home. It's midnight, we leave, we're heading home. Don't you know, it's not even, I looked at the clock after I've been into a Jack in the Box top. It was 12:17.
It's all right, though.
17 minutes and I was already breaking my New Year's diet.
It doesn't start until you wake up.
Okay, so
that's how it works.
Okay.
So if you're like up all night and you're just feasting and partying and whatnot, the diet stuff doesn't happen until you wake up.
So preferably just stay awake till like...
Yeah, I mean, I stay up like a week into New Year eating, and it's like, oh, it's the 15th.
Better go to sleep, start that diet.